Welcome to Date Mates, a comedic take on dating and various other topics from the point of view of a guy, which is me, Mike, and a girl.
Hey, what up, guys? It's B.
Answering the questions you're afraid to ask, because we're here to help. Well, some of you, because we don't actually know a lot of you, so...
Hey, guys.
How's it going?
Welcome to our first podcast. This is Date Mates.
That it is.
Oh my god, guys, it's our first podcast.
So I guess
it's pretty awesome.
Technically, since it's our first one and we don't have any sort of like guest or anything, since no one knows us, we're technically our own special guest.
Yeah, I guess we are. Special guest B.
Special guest Mike.
All right.
I welcome myself.
Well, if you guys are listening, we just want to, first of all, thank you for your support. It's really awesome that you're supporting us. And welcome to our first podcast.
So pretty much what we're going to try to do is each week discuss, you can say this better than I can, I'm just going to fuck it up.
Pretty much discuss the fucked up dating trends, like, and how to decode them so you're not left in the weeds, so to say.
Yeah, so we figure a better way to do it is you can get the opinion of a girl and the opinion of a guy and see how and why the lines cross. I don't know.
But, so, because Halloween is right around the corner, we actually thought it would be very fitting if we talked about ghosting.
Boo, motherfucker.
Oh
Proceed.
Goodness gracious. So for those of you who don't exactly know what ghosting is, I'm going to read the definition of ghosting from Urban Dictionary.
Actually, when I was ghosted, I had no idea this was even a thing. So I went on Google to like type in like the symptoms of what was happening, and that's how I found out about ghosting, which you're about to enlighten us with.
If it's not on Urban Dictionary, it's not real.
Of course not.
Ghosting, when a person cuts off all communication with their friends or the person they're dating with zero warning or notice beforehand.
What a lucky person to get that.
Oh, God. I've been ghosted once, actually. But before that, I had probably ghosted about, 5 people.
Well, I don't know if you can see this because it's kind of weird, but ever since we started talking about ghosting, the lights keep flickering, and
Great.
I've never seen that happen before, ever.
Great.
And they're LED lights, so they shouldn't be flickering.
Oh God.
But I mean, aside from this haunted room, I feel like in certain cases, ghosting is totally acceptable. Because some people just can't take a hint, and I mean, you can be honest and direct and upfront, be like, look, I don't want to talk to you, but if they're being a fucking weirdo, and they just won't leave you alone, then you really don't have any other choice than to just be like, I'm done with you.
Yeah, I think if you're on the terms of almost a restraining order, I think ghosting would probably be okay.
Yeah, absolutely. I mean, I don't think it'd be okay if, you're just talking to someone, you get along fine, and then out of nowhere they just vanish, just because of common courtesy.
I feel like that right there, that is the definition of ghosting.
Yeah, exactly. How long do you think ghosting has been around for?
It's definitely a new thing. It is a new thing because it wasn't a thing before.
Actually, I never really thought about it this way, but I know the Amish will shun people, so it's just shunning, but through a phone, I guess.
Shit, yeah, you're totally right.
Fucking Amish.
That's not anything against anyone who's listening who may be Amish. Good job, Mike.
They're Amish. Why would they be listening?
Well,
it's electric.
Anyway, so I think I have been ghosted once.
How did that feel?
It sucked.
Yeah, it does.
It really did, because I thought things were going so well. And I was like, oh my God, this guy is so nice. Everything's working out. And just poof, gone. I went to talk to him and he wasn't there. It was so weird.
It is. The same thing happened to me, but it sucks because you have so many questions. Like, was it something I did? Like, what the fuck is going on? Why would you just stop talking to me?
Well, I think
it's a lot of things that go through your head.
I think after like my first ghosting, I am just not gonna put up with that shit anymore.
Yeah.
Like if someone ghosts me, fine. I don't want to talk to you anyway.
Yeah, exactly.
So
like if you don't want to talk to me, whatever.
Yeah.
Okay, I'm fine with my day.
I think my first ghosting was a little bit of a shock.
Well, it's because you're never expecting it. You're like, oh, I'm having such a great time talking to the person, and then they're just gone. And
also,
like,
I don't want to
hell?
sound like vain or anything, but I don't think I'm bad looking, so you don't think it could be a problem for you. Girls, if you know you're pretty, ghosting isn't an issue. We are the ghosters.
See,
I've ghosted tons of guys, which is so horrible.
I want to say there's no way it's your looks that caused it, but I also don't want that to seem like I'm saying, oh, then it was your personality. Which is not the case at all.
That's
They're
it.
just a
Someone's
fucking
going to
idiot.
listen to this and be like, I'm offended, and we're going to get sued.
We're not. They're just a stupid person.
But yeah, so I think I've ghosted maybe like 5 or 6 people. It's just mostly because I just don't want to talk to them anymore, and I don't feel like I owe them anything. But I will say that after I ghosted these 5 people, I was then ghosted, and then it changed everything. And I was
Tables
like,
have turned.
I am not going to do that to anybody. I'm not going to do it again. Okay, if a dude's totally creepy and I'm on, like...
And he's not leaving you alone or taking a hint, then yeah, block him.
Yeah. Oh my God, I had this guy try and pursue me for 3 years. And I told him so many times, I'm not interested.
I think
Please
you told
leave me
me
alone.
briefly
I'm
about
not
it.
interested. Please leave me alone. Okay? And then on Instagram, I didn't respond to one of his comments on my story or something. And he was like, too bad you're too good for me. And I was like, seriously, like, dude, fuck you. Fuck you.
Yeah, it's
I don't
asshole.
owe you anything. Like, I don't have to talk to you if I don't want to.
You should just take a fucking hint. Like, if you're not responding, you're not responding. By bitching about it isn't going to make you want to be like, oh, let me just jump right in and talk to him. See, the weird thing is, I feel like it works so much better if, like in the cartoons where you see, like, the devil and the angel on your shoulder, like, the angel will be like, oh, just send this girl a nice little message. If she responds, she responds. And the devil should be like, dude, take a fucking hint. She doesn't want to talk to you. Just, like, back up. Like, there's no need to constantly be, like, harassing someone. So that will get you blocked and ghosted.
I think when it turns into harassment, that should end in ghosting.
Yeah, absolutely.
I think that's when ghosting is acceptable.
But it's kind of weird because even though it's through text, I mean, obviously, sometimes you could tell when it's being, like, aggressive, but other times you can't really tell the context of what someone's trying to get across through a text. Like, for me, I'm incredibly sarcastic, but the problem I always forget is anytime I'm talking to someone I don't normally talk to on the phone, they take what I'm saying, like, serious. So the point is, hashtag, I'm not a fucking creep.
Yeah, okay, so can I tell you my ghosting story?
By all means do.
Story time, guys.
A good story.
It's story time. So I was talking to this guy, and we were actually dating.
Okay.
And I thought everything was going cool. We went on a date, and we were having fun, and then just didn't answer my text message.
Wait, was it just like one date or multiple dates?
Well, it was one date, but we had been talking for a while, so I thought it was like a...
Well, yeah, I feel like if you're just met that day and then went on a date and then he ghosted you, I mean, it still sucks, but at the same time, if you're talking to him for a decent amount of time beforehand and then he goes on a date and then ghosts you,
no,
it's never good.
I had met this guy outside of a bar. He was actually the bouncer of the bar.
Okay.
So he was actually the one guy that was sober in the bar.
Well, I mean, at least it wouldn't be hard to track him down after he ghosts you.
No.
Just go to the bar.
So what happened was we went on a date, and everything was cool, and we made plans. He was gonna come over to my place, and we were gonna make fajitas. And he was like, "Oh yeah, I'm at the gym, da 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 da. But don't worry, I'll bring the fajita stuff." And I was like,
Yeah.
"Okay, well, don't worry, I'll get the vegetables if you get the meat." And he goes, "Okay, cool." And then I went to text him after I got off work, and he didn't respond. And I was like, "Oh, we were supposed to have fajitas. Like, you guys don't know me. Like, I love food."
I was gonna say, well, the second you started saying that, I was like, not only did he fucking ghost you, but he promised you fajitas,
It was
and you
so-
didn't get
it
fajitas.
was
That's a
so-
terrible night.
It was so heartbreaking. So I did something crazy when he didn't show, because I was like, this is not going to happen to me.
You stand your ground and go find him?
I went to his house. I went to his house and I tried to talk to him, and he finally responded in a text message saying, "Just go home."
Wait, hold on. Stop it. You went to his house. Did he have like roommates or anything?
No, he had a gate, and I was trying to get in the gate.
And so Mr. Considerate over there, rather instead is just like, oh, just send her a text. Well, just go home.
No, he just sent me a text. He said, "Just go home," and I was
like,
just so
fuck
confused.
You asshole.
And I was like, why? I thought we had plans. What's wrong? And he said that his life was in shambles. So and I should just leave him alone.
Well, I say good. I hope his life is in fucking shambles. Sounds like a dick.
But it was.
But it's still rough to have to deal with.
It was so bad. I thought we were gonna have fajitas.
What'd you end up having for dinner? I mean, you could have still.
Taco Bell.
It's not too bad.
Yeah, I had Taco Bell on the way back from driving up to his place.
It's a perfect thing to drown your sorrows.
Well, and at the time, it was kind of a big deal because I was living in Jensen Beach, and Jensen Beach is
and where was he?
Is north of where we are. We're in West Palm.
Oh,
Beach.
So he was in West Palm when you went to his place?
So he was actually living in Palm Beach Gardens.
Oh, that's still a little bit of a haul.
Yeah. So it was a haul for me. So it was an exciting drive because I thought, I don't know, at some point, like after my text messages, he was going to respond and be like, "Yeah, hey, I'm so sorry, da, da, I want to talk to you, da, da." And he just didn't respond, and I was absolutely mortified.
You're better off, because if he did respond right as you were getting close and was like, "Oh, I'm so sorry, I didn't have my phone," that's bullshit. I mean, you know as well as I do, everyone in this day and age has their phone on them at all times. Yes, I get sometimes you're too busy, and there is the rare circumstance where you might not have your phone, on loud, or it might be on silent or something like that, but usually you check your phone pretty frequently. Especially if you have plans with someone, you're not just going to go radio silent for hours. You're going to keep, up to date with what's going on.
Yeah. And, I mean, to be fair, later on I did learn that, he was kind of going through some shit. So maybe his life was...
He still should have been upfront about it. I mean,
yeah.
What could have happened so drastically in the span of, an hour?
Bottom line, though,
fajitas.
I don't want to ever... Oh, God, that sounds so good right now.
I know. It's still pizza.
Oh, God. Sorry, guys. But yeah, I was really, really upset. I still think about it sometimes. So then after that, I said to myself, I am never going to ghost someone like that ever again, because I will never treat someone like that. But yeah, so that was my ghosting story.
Yeah, I don't think I've ever really ghosted anyone. If it's someone that I just kind of don't want to talk to, I just kind of, I guess, get vague, sort of.
Okay.
And then...
wait. Example.
Let's see. They might say, "Oh, how was your weekend?" I'll be like, "It wasn't too bad. Went and did this and this and this. How was your weekend?" And then they'll say something, and then I won't respond for, a day or two. And then I'll be like, "Oh, I'm so sorry. I honestly thought I responded. It's totally my bad." So I'll maybe they're brief ghosting things, but Not to a
So
point
you're
where
saying you're saying that you were leaving like ghosting trails?
Yes.
Like
It's-
ghosting breadcrumbs?
Yeah, that's one way you can do it. I don't mean to do it because I don't like being on bad terms with people. So I don't want someone being like, "Oh, well, he's just an asshole that ghosts people." No, I like to do it so I can just get a fucking breather. It's
Can
not
we-
someone I'm dating. Like it's
Oh.
just it's with some people in general. Like
Yeah.
there's some people I can only take in small doses. So rather than just be like, "You're annoying the shit out of me," I will just leave him a little trail. So it can be pick up where I want
we're gonna
to.
name that right now. It's ghosting trail.
Yes.
Where you talk to someone and then all of a sudden you just stop. And then tomorrow or the next day
Yeah.
you're
It totally works because I am not on bad terms with anyone.
oh my god. Rather than you just say, "Hey, listen, I don't really want to talk to you," because that's honestly the
Well,
level
I've
that
tried
I'm at
other
right
ways where I'll just be like,
That's-
honestly, you are annoying the shit out of me right now. So I
That's
gotta
like
go.
yeah, that's like the level that I'm on.
I mean, I would never say it to a girl unless they were annoying the shit out of me. But usually,
Yeah.
just friends will say that too.
But after being ghosted, I will definitely say that it changed me. Like now I just really want to be honest with people up front. Like
It sucks.
if I'm not attracted to you, I'm gonna tell you right away.
Yeah.
Or if I don't want to talk to you, I'm gonna tell you right away. Like, hey, I'm not interested. Or sorry, man, like you're not my cup of tea.
It's
rather
unfortunate.
than just, ghost somebody.
Yeah, I try to be mostly honest too. I mean, if someone asks me a question, obviously I'll answer it.
That would be so funny if the guy that ghosted me was listening right now.
Well, guess what? I've got a very special person in the other room that's about to come in 1 minute.
What? No. Oh my god, don't do that to me. Jesus.
What? I'm talking about the cat.
Dude,
Tricked ya. It's the guy that ghosted ya.
that would be a nightmare.
Yeah, I would never do that.
We're actually friends now. We talked about it.
Talked your way through it.
Kind of.
Did he ever make up and get you food?
I never got my fajitas.
Sounds like a dick.
He's actually not that bad. We're friends now, and
He still should have made it up to you by getting you some sort of makeup food.
well,
Whether it's in a friend context or not.
we actually we didn't talk for a couple weeks or so, and I had reached out to him to say, hey, let's go take your dog to the park or something. I really wanted to talk to this guy, and I wanted him to talk to me, and I'm sure every girl knows what that's like, where you really like this guy, and you just want to do nothing but talk to him.
Yeah, but I feel like maybe I'm just saying this from a guy perspective, but at the same time, if a guy ghosts you, even if he's saying he's got a bunch of stuff going on, then you don't speak in weeks, and then you would have been what, the ghostie?
I was.
You were the ghostie. You're the one that was ghosted.
Yeah.
And then to reach out weeks later, that kind of puts him in a better vantage point because it shows that he's in control because you're reaching out to him and he's just like, well, I just ghosted her.
Yeah.
Even though he should have been upfront in the very beginning.
Yeah. Well, I mean,
Even if you liked him or not, I mean, it still is putting him ahead of the game.
Yeah. It's actually really funny because we dated after that.
Oh God. Shit together.
We dated for 6 or 8 months, and then
Then he ghosted you again?
Kind of.
Seriously? What's
Kind of.
wrong with you?
A little bit.
There's no little bit. He either did or he didn't he?
He did.
And I bet you he was like, look, my life's in shambles. I gotta go. All right, so the first time you guys went on a date, you went where?
We went putt-putt golfing.
And I'm assuming you guys got food before or after, right?
Yes, we got food before. Yeah.
See, the problem I have with, I feel like a lot of times I hear about dates is they just sound so fucking generic and stereotypical. Like, the way I approach most things is, I mean, yes, I like actually like getting dressed up from time to time and like going out with someone, but I'd like that to not be the first date because I feel like if that's the first way you present yourself to someone when you meet them for the first time, that's kind of like deceiving them. You're not like that at all the fucking time. It's easy to like put on a show and then they're like, "Whoa, this person's like this." And then after like 2 or 3 times they realize that the whole thing is the fucking act and you're not actually like that at all.
Yeah. Well, I mean, I'd rather, if it's like a first date, I'd rather just see like what
Get
you
like
see
a
is what you get type
Yeah,
thing.
kind of like get a vibe of like how they are, how their personality is. But I feel like if you're going to like a fancy place, then a lot of times the conversation's more going to be directed like, so what age were you when you decided what you want to be when you grow up, or what's your family like? I mean, you can say all those
Yeah.
things, but just in more of an organic way rather than making it seem like it's an interview, which I've had once or twice, and it's fucking
Well, and
awkward.
that's only probably because you didn't find the flow of the conversation.
Oh
And
no, and I
sometimes when you
can.
first meet someone, it's hard to get that consistent flow.
Well, I mean, what I do is the second I meet someone, I will instantly give them like a read on them, and I will know within minutes if I will get along with this person or if I just want nothing to do with them. I mean, it could be nothing against them, but I can just sense like we would have nothing in common and nothing to talk about.
Well, I actually suggested this date because I am competitive, period. And I mostly want to make sure that that person can tolerate that.
Yeah, I mean, you don't want to be stuck there with someone who's just like has no sense of humor or anything like that.
I'm also I'm also a really bad, like poor sport. Like I get butthurt if I lose.
Well, I mean, nobody likes to lose. I'm trying not to laugh. Because Bee's over here holding my cat Binks, and he is trying to eat her microphone cable and her hair at the same exact time.
Ow.
And now he's
Ow.
eating her hair.
Binks! Jesus! Bow!
He's swatting. It's kind of a close fight.
Just snorted.
In that
Okay.
aspect or something.
Go away, Binks.
So, I mean, pretty much you would just want to make sure that you're with someone that can deal with your fucking little hot-headed temper. Through a temper tantrum for losing, you want to make sure they're going to stick around and not be like, oh.
I've definitely thrown a couple temper tantrums for sure.
Oh, also, this fucking guy didn't mention that he was on his high school golfing team. So he kicked my ass.
I feel like if it was a date that he probably should have let you win, but now I feel like now I'm getting more information. It's all fitting in place. I know why he didn't, like why he ghosted you.
Why?
Because he was fucking disgusted with your poor display of golfing capabilities. Maybe it was just one big test. Like he took you to putt-putt,
No,
and he's like,
that was not.
"Oh, she took
that
way
was
too many whacks at the ball. I can't. I just can't." That's what caused his downward spiral to make his life go in shambles. It was your golfing.
It was my fault.
Yeah,
It was my fault.
like he's just used to seeing like an excellent display of golfing,
Oh my god.
and then he saw you, and he's like, I just gotta like chill out for about a month from everyone and everything." Maybe
plot twist. It was actually my poor I can't talk. My poor sportsmanship that scared him away.
because I've never seen you. Well, I've never had you lose to me in anything before because I've never challenged you in anything. But the way you make it seem is like I'm picturing it like you guys go out, you're doing your little putt putt thing, and you go to take a shot, you miss it, and he's like, "Oh, don't worry, baby, you did a good job," and you're just like, "Fuck you, you piece of shit! Why don't you take your fucking shot? Shut your mouth!" And he's just like, "What the fuck?" He's probably like, "That's probably why I ghosted you." So, with that being said, I think that pretty much brings us to the end of our episode.
Yeah.
In the future, they will be longer, but we just are just testing this out. We honestly have no idea what we're doing. So you get a short little preview.
Also, if you did make it to the end of our podcast,
It's a lone
Thank you.
clap.
thank you.
I thought you were gonna do it. Never mind.
Yeah, I don't know, like, thank you or good job.
Give yourself a pat in the back.
There you
Deserve
go.
a gold star or a
There you
sticker.
go. But we hope we have decoded ghosting for you.
Or at least helped you with something, maybe. Or not.
Or not, which is probably.
I mean, it's honestly just a way
probably
for us
just
to
annoyed
vent,
you
and
for
if
like
you want to listen,
25
then you can
minutes.
listen.
Yeah.
So yeah, our suggestion is go out immediately and just start ghosting people.
No, that's not. That's the opposite.
I'm just kidding. Don't ghost people. It's mean. Unless they're a creep.
Yeah. Yes. Unless they're a creep.
Under the right circumstances, is ghosting permittable?
But for the most part, you should be honest with the person.
Yeah, but if the person is also trying to make like an effort in a sincere way, don't ghost him. All right, guys, that brings us to the end of the episode. We'll have a brand new one out next week. As always, this is Mike,
And I'm B.
and we'll see you guys later.